Welcome to Pick Up and Deliver, the podcast where I pick up my audio recorder as I head out for a walk and deliver an episode to you while I stroll around. I'm Brendan Riley. Well, good morning, listeners. It's a lovely day here in suburban Chicago. It's a bit breezy and a bit chilly, but very nice nonetheless. If you're trying to piece together a chronological listen to the Pick Up and Deliver podcast, this episode is being recorded a few minutes after the end of the episode in which I talked about City of Horror as my Dusty game. So I guess this is probably 2 episodes ago that I started this, which means I'm trying to figure out a new way to talk about episodes where I talk about games I've checked out recently. And so I'm calling it Board Game Espresso Triple Shot. Part of me wants to say Board Game Espresso because it's a fast review, but it's kind of like coffee. I'm gonna do it. I'm worried people are gonna think I don't know how to say espresso, but no, that's Board Game Espresso Triple Shot. All right, so today I'm going to talk about 3 more games that I played recently, as well as 1 Dusty game that I've gotten out and dusted off, and I hope you'll enjoy the journey. These games are all pretty light, so this may be a short one. I just might run out of stuff to say. We'll see. All right. The first game, this is called This Game Goes to 11. It's from venerable publisher Gamewright, who have quite a few games that are really good. My favorite Gamewright game up till now has been Happy Salmon. Nope, Happy Salmon was North Star. Excuse me. Gamewright, they published the excellent trivia game Wits and Wagers, as well as lots of other stuff. So definitely, no, excuse me. Wits and Wagers is also North Star Games. Gamewright publishes Sushi Go is the one I'm thinking of. And that's an excellent little card game, but they publish a lot of sort of very accessible family weight card games. You'll see a lot of their products at Target and whatnot. So this game is called This Game Goes to 11. It's a very simple card game using numbered cards. And the premise is that you're trying to get cards to go to 11. If you don't get the joke, the movie This Is Spinal Tap involves a joke where a band is showing off, a rock band full of dumb people is showing off of these speakers and guitars that they had specially made, where instead of just going to 10, all of the knobs go up to 11. And they talk about when they're rocking out on stage and they're up to 10 and all the knobs on their amplifiers are up to 10, where can you go? Nowhere. Well, these ones can go to 11. The director asked the question, well, how much more is that? And he says, well, it's 1 louder, isn't it? It's great. This one goes to 11. So the card game, This Game Goes to 11, uses kind of a rock and roll font on the cover, and it is ostensibly about rock and roll. But really what it is it's a very simple card game where you are playing cards to these different stacks, and if you ever play a card that matches the card on the top of the stack, you get to make a second stack, as I recall. And whenever the stack, if you play it, you have to play a card every turn. If you play a card that pushes the total at the stack over 11, then you have to take the stack. If you get it exactly to 11, as I recall, then you give the stack to someone else. There are cards that you can play that take the stack to 11 directly. And then there are shush cards, which have a kind of cranky librarian character on them who looks a little bit like the art was inspired by the secret agent / receptionist or bookkeeping character on Monsters, Inc., the one who says, I'm always watching Mike Wazowski. That character is what these librarians look like. And they're saying shush. And if someone plays a card, you can stop them from playing that card by playing the shush card. And then I think they have to take the stack, or I don't remember exactly. It's pretty simple interaction, a little bit of take that, a little bit of hand management. And your goal is to take as few cards as possible before the deck runs out. In terms of difficulty or interaction, it's sort of on the realm of your taco, cat, goat pizza, or your rainbow rabbits, or something more classic like Uno. That's the sort of game we're talking about here. That's what it is. I got it for just a couple bucks from Home Goods, maybe. Had a copy for $4 or something. And I tried it out. It's fun. I kept it around as opposed to getting rid of it the way I have some other games. It's a nice game to play. This Game Goes to 11. Check it out. Next up, we have Bluffaneer. Bluffaneer is a new game from, I can't remember the designer's name, but they are the same designer who created Happy Salmon. In Bluffaneer, you're a pirate trying to gather booty, and you're doing so by claiming to have certain tokens. It's a little bit like Coup, if you've played Coup, where different people have different secret roles, and when someone plays, you can claim to have that secret role, then someone else has to dispute that or not. In Bluffaneer, you're getting these tokens with symbols on them, like skull and crossbones or swords or what have you. And when it's your turn, you can claim to have some combination of those tokens in order to get some booty or do something. And if someone calls you on it, then you have to prove that you have what you have. If you prove it correctly, then they take a penalty. If they prove that you were incorrect, you take a penalty and lose your turn. It's a pretty simple mechanism, but it's all built around bluffing, and it's very accessible. Certainly a game that would be easy to teach to almost anybody. And once you've gotten a few rounds under your belt and you kind of understand how the game flows, pretty easy to play. Now that said, I wasn't all that excited by it. A friend brought it, and it would be one of those ones where if somebody got it out and said, hey, let's play Bluffaneer, I don't think I'd say no, but it's probably not going to be a game I'm going to ask for myself. And if somebody said, hey, what's a good bluffing game we can play, I think I'd always point to Coup over this, or even to, like, if you want something a little bit more strategic, Coup, or if you something a little less strategic, Skull. Either of those are in the same neighborhood as Bluffaneer, and much better games. That said, Bluffaneer is a cute little game, nice component, interesting box. Well worth a try if you get a chance. Maybe that Goldilocks zone between Skull and Coup is just right for you. And if it is, you ought to become a Bluffaneer. All right, my dusty game of the episode is Heist, One Team, One Mission. This is a sadly underlooked and underappreciated game from designer Rob Daviau of Pandemic Legacy fame, and a variety of different games from Avalon Hill and Hasbro. In this game, you get this gizmo, this box, that can talk to you. And on your turn, you turn it on and it gives everybody a role. You tell it which roles are being used. And then it starts calling things out that tell you to do things based on what your role is. And so you have a role, you're the hacker, or you're the money man, or you're the getaway driver, or I can't remember the fourth one, arms expert. And what you're doing is there are a series of plastic tokens spread around the board, and it will say, use this token, and it'll tell one person to give it to another, or tell one person to take it. So it'll say, money man, take the goggles. And if you're the money man, you have to look around the table and find the goggles and grab them. And then it'll say, hacker, take the laptop, and you have to look around and find the little token for the laptop, right? So there's a variety of tokens involved. And then some of the things it'll say, push the button, and it'll often tell a person, money man, push the button. Or sometimes it will say, everybody push the button. And sometimes it'll say, person with the goggles, push the button. Use the goggles, it'll say, and then you push the button. Use the laptop, and whoever has the laptop will push the button. And the thing is, it's a real-time game that's done at speed, and the harder the level you're playing, the faster the calls go and the more complicated they get. So it's a very simple game. Oh, and then as you're playing, there's a gimmick in the game itself. The box moves around a little bit and interacts with you as you're playing, so you get a kind of surprise at the end. I think Heist, One Team, One Mission is an excellent game to have around as a good beginning of the night or end of the night goof. It's silly and fun, easy to teach and easy to play, but can be very frantic and actually pretty difficult. I don't think I've ever won on level 5. We've won on level 4 once or twice maybe with some practice, but level 5, I don't think so. And there is a 6th level after level 5, so it does have a fair amount of challenge, but it's all in terms of like how quickly can you learn to follow the directions and work together. But if you get a chance, and every time I've seen it for sale lately, it's been super cheap. So if you can pick up a copy, I think at $10, it's a steal. At 15 even, it's probably worth getting. But that depends how much you like to spend on your games, I guess. But it fits a niche in my game collection that is not satisfied by very many other games. Maybe Happy Salmon, although Happy Salmon's more fun. So that's Heist, One Team, One Mission, a game that was dusty up until recently. Finally, the last game I want to talk about today is Planted. Planted is a new game from Phil Walker Harding, It's part of the line of games he's been releasing for direct-to-Target distribution. It's then available later, but the games are coming out direct at Target first. Phil Walker Harding is, of course, the master of the light game. He's got Sushi Go, he's got Baron Park, he's got Imhotep, which is a little bit heavier, but he has Summer Camp recently. He has Super Mega Lucky Box. His oeuvre is very much about accessible games with elegant design. And Planted fits that category pretty well. You have these cards that you're getting that give you bonus points for different things you're doing, and you're planting plants and growing them and watering them. It's a very simple game, really fun, built around drafting, so it's got this sort of Seven Wonders or Sushi Go mechanism, but very accessible and beautiful components. These lovely little water drops and sun tokens and whatnot. It makes you want to start planting things for real. In terms of gameplay, it was fine. I did not find it as compelling. It's probably as compelling as Sushi Go, maybe, but it's more self-contained. You do have to worry about what other people are doing, but not as much. I feel like with Sushi Go, you really got to keep an eye on what other people are doing. And Planted takes more teaching. In terms of collection, I'm happy to have played it. I'm not going to pick it up myself, although I might be tempted if I saw it somewhere for like if I saw it at Goodwill, I definitely would get it. Or if I encountered it on super discount at Target for $5, probably. $10, I don't know. So if that gives you any sense of whether you get it or not, great. So that's Planted by Phil Walker Harding, available at Target. That brings me to the end of my Espresso triple shot. That's what I'll call it, Espresso triple shot. And I'm happy to have gotten to chat with you about that. And I am done. So I hope that you had a pleasant walk with me, and I hope your next walk is as pleasant as mine was. Bye-bye.
Brought to you by Rattlebox Games.